I have a Coke, I have a cardigan. I also have 2 other cardigans and I didn't know which cardigan to wear in this video, so I might just chop and change and showcase Taylor Swift's merchandise, because why not? So if you guys follow me on here and are not new to my online presence, also my in real life presence, because I mean this is just who I am, my personality is subjected to 5 different things: Percy Jackson, Stranger Things, gay, Taylor Swift and books. That's basically what consumes me. Oh, Marvel, 6 things. Today I thought I'd combine 3 of those things, and I'm gonna talk about Taylor Swift albums as if they were Sapphic books. I have been a Taylor Swift fan since I was 13. I stumbled across the music video for Our Song, which was the only, I think the only one album that was out at that point, and I loved it because country music has always been a love of mine. From that moment onwards, I have been a Taylor Swift stan first and a human second. So this video came to me, I don't know how it didn't come to me earlier, but here we are. Let's go. So for the self-titled Taylor Swift, which is actually a very underrated and amazing album and does not get enough credit, we have Ivy Aberdeen's Letter to the World by Ashley Herring Blake. And the reason why I've gone for this is a middle grade Sapphic book. Obviously the first album is like first love and being young and that cuteness which comes with that first love, and I think this kind of embodies that, and then also those feelings. This is 12-year-old Ivy Aberdeen, and a tornado rips through her house and her family is all displaced, and then also her book, her notebook, a sketchbook where she draws pictures of girls holding hands, has been lost. So then she starts getting her drawings back, put inside her locker with little notes to say to open up about who she is, and Ivy hopes that those notes are from a classmate of hers on which she has a crush, and it's that first kind of crush feeling and having that crush, which is really cute, and I love it. That first feeling and that sort of hope and courage, and I feel like it's everything that the first album kind of embodies, and the things that are on that first album kind of embody that, and like, I don't know, when I was thinking of this is literally the first book that came to mind for the first one. I actually ended up picking, no I didn't, Reputation I picked very easily, but this was like the second one I picked, and I think it really fits, and I think it's really cute, and there needs to be more middle grade Sapphic romance, because but you know, people have like young adult and new adult and adult books, but no one talks about the fact that a lot of people start to discover their identity and who they are, and gender and sexuality very young. If people can assume that when you're kids, like if you're a boy you're like a girl, if you're a girl you're like a boy, and that you're just a boy and you're just a girl and all this stuff, if you can assume that of kids, then why wouldn't you think that a child could be questioning if they're a lesbian, if they're gay, if they're queer, if they're bi, if they're pan, if they're trans? Like, why wouldn't that also be a question? So this is a really cute middle grade Sapphic book, and I love it. And we have Fearless, and with Fearless I'm going with The Prom by Saundra Mitchell, and it was a Broadway play, and it is also now on Netflix, and it was turned into a book. It was turned into a book before it went on Netflix, but after it was a Broadway show. I really like the show on Broadway, and oh my god, I'm getting calls. Hey baby cakes, I'm currently filming a video, and guess what book I'm talking about? Do you want to say about it? Because you like it, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to be in the video and say about it?
Yeah.
If I turn you round, what do you think of The Prom?
It's really good.
It's really good?
Film.
You watched the film, did you like the film?
Yeah, it was really funny.
What was your favourite bit?
At the end when the prom happened.
They got to dance together.
Yeah.
You like the song, don't you, that I Want to Dance With You song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I'll call you back later. Love you, bye. Okay, Okay, so for Fearless, I've gone with The Prom, and The Prom focuses on Emma, who lives in a small town in Indiana and is gay. Like, her parents weren't great about it, so she moved in with her grandma, and she is dating the popular girl in school, Alyssa, but they have to keep it a secret. But when Emma says she wants to go to prom, and she says it's with a girl before she says it's with Alyssa, she then faces a lot of backlash and is told she can't come to prom, and it's everything from there. The reason why I chose this for Fearless is because I always remember being a teenager and having Taylor say that Fearless is being scared but doing it anyway, and that kind of embodies with this. Like, the way that Emma is with this is so brave, and everything she deals with is so brave. And again, it's like that kind of high school, like, teenage romance and those feelings, and knowing that you feel these feelings so much, but then being hurt by that and having other people judge you, and all of those kind of emotions that you experience, but kind of so heightened. And I just really feel like it has Fearless vibes, with like White Horse and that kind of feeling of it being in a small town and everything with that. So I definitely think this fits for Fearless. So then we have Speak Now. I love Speak Now. Speak Now was my first Taylor concert, which was very cute and very cool. And Speak Now is an album which I feel like people don't talk about a lot anymore, but for Speak Now I've gone for The Love Curse of Melody McIntyre by Robin Talley. This is actually a book I read recently. I loved it. It is Robin Talley's most recent book, and it focuses on Melody McIntyre, who is the stage director at her school's theatre, like in her theatre department, and every year they kind of have something which is like something they're not allowed to do in order to not have the show be cursed. She starts to really like one of the girls that's playing with one of the leads, and it is everything from there. I feel like it relates to Speak Now quite a lot, because Speak Now is quite a theatrical album in my opinion, with kind of the stopping the wedding and having like the story of us and mine. I just really feel like it embodies kind of the vibe of the album and that kind of like speaking up and using your voice. So I really love this one, and because I feel like Speak Now is such a big sort of album, and kind of it also is the album with like Back to December, which is kind of admitting your own mistakes, and I feel like that's something which plays a part in this. So definitely think that this vibes with Speak Now. Then we have Red, and for Red I went with It's Not Like It's a Secret by Misa Sugaria. Red was the hardest one for me to try and place, just because I think there's so many aspects to Red, and it's such an amazing album, and the lyric work in Red is just, I mean, Taylor's lyrics are always phenomenal, but I remember when I got Red, me as a teenager just really was like, this is phenomenal, this is storytelling, this isn't just music, this is like actually storytelling. And this focuses on Sana, who has lots and lots of secrets. She is questioning her sexuality, but she knows that her parents probably aren't going to be too great about it. She is dealing with issues with her parents, and they move to California, and when she moves to California she meets Jamie Ramirez, who is a girl in her school, and she starts to really like her. And the reason why I ended up pairing It's Not Like It's a Secret with Red is because I feel like Red has so many aspects about starting again and, you know, like begin again, and everything has changed. And Treacherous, Girl at Home is also one that I feel like could definitely fit a little bit, a tiny bit, but like the more I looked at the songs in Red and thought about the lyrics, like I definitely think that there's so many aspects to the album that fit within this book. So it was definitely one which I wanted to pair, and definitely one which I think does embody a lot of the songs and a lot of the lyrics. Then we have 1989, which came out when I was at uni, and genuinely, like, Taylor always knows when I need her songs. Like, she came for me and came out in support for me when it came to 1989 when I was at uni. Oh my god, it was the first album at uni that I had when I was no longer at school, and it just helped me. And that whole kind of thing about, you know, it starts with Welcome to New York and it's starting again, and it's like this new vibe and this whole thing and everything in there. So I've gone for Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. This focuses on Emmy, who it is the summer and she has a job as kind of like a set designer for different things, for shoots and movies and all that stuff. She's just broken up with her girlfriend. She's dealing with that, and then also cleaning out this one place for set design and looking for stuff. They find this letter and then they have to track down the actual intended recipient of the letter. But I feel like it definitely embodies 1989 vibes, especially things like all you had to do was stay, I wish you would, because she's really like, she is missing her girlfriend, but her friends are like, no, like don't go back to her. But then also like I Know Places and How You Get the Girl, and New Romantics, and that kind of mixture of the love that's been bad and that love that has had a negative impact on you, and then a new love which has been good and is starting and making you starting to feel things. And then just also the overall vibe, like starting again, it's summer, it's fresh, it's new things, welcome to New York, shake it off. And I really just feel like this does really embody 1989, so yes. Then we have Reputation, which, oh my god, like phenomenal album, like phenomenal. I've actually gotten 2 books for Reputation because like Reputation so just explained so much of my life, like oh my god. But I have 2 books, Reputation. We have We Are Okay, also by Lena LaCour. Lena LaCour is very good. She has very good Sapphic books and I love them. And this isn't particularly like a romance book, but it focuses on Marin, and she hasn't spoken to anybody since a big thing in her life happened. She kind of has gone away and left and is trying to kind of regroup and reassess things and what she knows and how she feels and friendships and relationships and family. And I feel like Reputation was that I have been gone, I need to, you know, like new things are happening, I'm trying to process, I'm trying to kind of, it's that thing of sort of starting again, you know, like Delicate. I'm starting things again, and this is kind of what people are thinking of me, and then I need to kind of go and figure out who I am and all of that stuff, and Getaway Car and everything. Like this book really embodies that. And I also went for The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Have you ever seen a more Reputation book than this book? Because this just embodies everything in Reputation, just every aspect of it. This focuses on Evelyn Hugo, who has a big reputation and has been married 7 times, and people make so many assumptions about her, but she never speaks out about it until now. She reaches out to small magazine article writer Monique Grant to tell her story to, and it is told in flashbacks and then present day, and Evelyn kind of telling the story. And like this, like, has Taylor Swift read this book? Because like I kind of need Taylor Swift to read this book. Like this book is phenomenal, and it is so Reputation, like so Reputation. I can't explain any more than just that it's perfect and wonderful and you should read it. Then we have Lover. For Lover, I have gone for Tell Me How You Really Feel by Amina May Safi. Now, I big up this book quite a lot because it is a favourite of mine and I have spoken about it quite a lot on my channel, but that is for good reason, because it is wonderful. And this focuses on Rachel and Sana. Sana asked out Rachel a few years ago, and she was the first girl that Sana ever asked out. Rachel thought she was joking, said no, and then they've been kind of enemies, and then something happens and Sana has to help Rachel out with her film project. And this book was sold to me as Paris and Rory from Gilmore Girls, but like Sapphic, and like it absolutely is, it's delightful, but it definitely has those lover elements to it, which I absolutely love. Like, even things like I Forgot That You Existed, and like, you know, they're kind of their enemies, so like they're not enemies, it's just like they didn't get on for a bit and now they're together, sort of thing. So all of the like new stuff, but then what their relationship is like, different family elements. And I think that Lover is a really interesting album because it obviously is Lover and it's about romance and that's really strong romance, but then also it has so many other aspects to it as well for lots of different things. And I just think that this definitely does sort of embody those moments, and yeah, so Lover. Then we have Folklore. Folklore. And because Folklore is about telling stories and folklore tales, I have gone for Ash by Melinda Lowe, which is a Sapphic Cinderella retelling, and it definitely has, you know, those like foresty vibes, and we love it. We love a retelling, we love a legacy, we love a folklore story. Folklore has that kind of whimsical fairy tale sort of aspect to things, and I really liked Ash. I thought it was a really good retelling. I'm a big retelling person anyway, you know. When I found out about Folklore, I was like, yes, we love this. And the thing that's really cool about obviously like Folklore and Evermore, when I got onto that, is that she has told more stories and sort of set up different stories and different sort of things within those albums. So yeah, so I thought it would be fitting to go for a retelling type story. And then finally we have Evermore, and for Evermore I have gone for The Lost Coast by Amy Rose Capita. And I went for this because it's like a little bit witchy, and there's like all the different witch aspects of Willow and like the magic things, and then like the no body no crime element of it, and like all these different aspects. I thought this was perfect. It focuses on Dani, and her mum kind of like put their finger down on a map for where they're going to travel to, and they end up actually going to a small town in California. There she finds the group of people called the Greys, who use words like queer and witch like they are perfectly ordinary everyday things, which they should be, but to Dani they feel like so important because she is still kind of processing so many different things. It turns out that Dani didn't accidentally find them, they actually called her because of powers she has, and it is everything from there, definitely embodies, you know, that kind of like mystery thrillery aspect, but also gay and witchy and Sapphic, and we love it. My camera just died, so I'm just filming this end bit on my phone. That is my Taylor Swift albums as Sapphic books. I hope that you enjoyed. I'd love to know your take on this. This would be amazing. I'd love to know your own versions of this. If you guys are new here, I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things, so if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell. And as usual, all the links to my other social medias and also my Stranger Things podcast will be in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.